All right. I'm
Okay,
back.
we are clear.
Hello.
Awesome.
What am I hearing right now? I'm not sure what I was hearing right now. Anyway, um, nothing's popping up on the captions, which isn't what I want. Why not? Why not captions? Should be. It's supposed to be. Hey, captions, are you working? Why not? Why aren't you working, captions? Hold, please. This is all very exciting, I know. But I would like for the captions to work. Boop. Okay, how about now? Anything? Geez, I tell you what, stuff just really doesn't want to cooperate with me. We can hear the game, yes? Or no, can't hear the game either. There we go. Now you should be able to hear the game. Should be able to hear the game. Should be able to hear me. But cannot hear... One moment. Well, can't... There's no hearing, I guess, to it. The microphone. Close. Capture source is heard on stream. Oh, there it is. It's working now. It just decided to start working all of a sudden. I didn't do literally anything. Okay. Here we go. Got my chat up. Alrighty. Again, bear with me for a little while, because I do all this by myself. Alright. I'm getting started a little bit early, because to be completely honest with you, I have no confidence whatsoever that I'm going to finish under estimate. So let's get started now. I'm going to go ahead and start my own timer and then switch back to the game. So timer starts. Game, where'd you go? There you are, game. Okay. And we're going to get going in 3, 2, 1 now. Once upon a time, I was very good at this game. Sorry, hang on. Once upon a time, I was very good at this game, but I'm very, very out of shape, and I've been awake for a little more than 40 hours. So, if this is bad, you know why. Yeah, so the most impressive looking part of this game, of this speedrun, is definitely the menuing. The way that this speedrun works, and the reason that I run on the PSP version of the game, because there are a number of different platforms you can play Final Fantasy 1 on. The original Nintendo, there's a Game Boy something? Game Boy Color? Game Boy something. There's the Pixel Remaster, which just came out last year. But the PSP is the most popular speedrun version. Ambush. PSP's most popular speedrun version because of a glitch that is unique to that platform, which is an item duplication glitch. And it makes the menus rather complex. Basically, what I was doing during that first menu was equipping Knight's armor. I think. That's what I did, right? Onto all of my party members, which is not an item I'm supposed to have yet. We're about to do another one. So I am equipping equipment onto my party members that I do not actually have in my inventory. We're using an item duplication glitch that takes advantage of the item numbering system in the game to put things onto slots that you don't actually have. And we use it to get really powerful equipment really early on. Here's the first boss. But what that means is that our offense and our defense are going to be really, really, really good. And most things will not be able to do very much damage to us, and most enemies are... Oh, long sword. And most enemies are going to die pretty quickly. Which is great. We even get some, like, post-game equipment, because there is another thing that's kind of unique to the PSP version, is there's some, like, post-game. You can, like, think of it as DLC, basically. And there's super powerful armor and weapons that are not technically available during the actual, you know, plot portion of the game. Well, we get it. We get it during the plot portion of the game. We get it pretty early. And so we get all this really good stuff, and we use it for the majority of the run. And that allows this game to be beaten in about an hour and a half. Whereas most Final Fantasy games, if you know anything about Final Fantasy speedrunning, take forever. Now, Final Fantasy 1 is the shortest of the Final Fantasies, pretty much regardless of platform, but PSP is the quickest platform for this particular game. Anyway, the plot for this game, I probably will not bother you keeping... I probably won't bother keeping you updated on the plot, because, to be completely honest, it does not matter. The plot for this game is really thin on the ground. Suffice to say that the 4 party members that I control are known as the Warriors of Light. They have no backstory, and they're here to save the world. So that's what we're doing. When you really stop to think about it, it is a miracle that more of these got made. Because this is not a great game. And I understand that, like, it was very revolutionary for its time in mechanics that it introduced to the genre. So that's why it was successful. But now that we're very used to all those mechanics, going back to Final Fantasy 1 is a torturous experience. Casually, this is a pretty rough game to play, to be honest. My first casual playthrough of this game was done with the express purpose of learning the speedrun, and I got, I don't know, a couple hours in, and then literally just looked up the speedrun guide and did a speed walk of it, because I could not be bothered to actually play the game. We are about to go get a ship, because every good Final Fantasy adventuring party needs a ship. Alright, first of all, I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. But we want to stock up on stuff. Alright, now there's a pirate crew bothering this town. Ugh, I'm usually much faster at that. What was that? What did I hear? I'm so sorry. I can't see what's happening. Can someone tell me what just happened? There was a thing that just happened, but I can't see the stream. This is what happens when the person running the whole thing also has to do a run. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Anyway, we beat up those pirates so bad that the pirate captain just gave me his ship. So, thanks for that, buddy. Now we're gonna go sail on it. Do please remember that we are raising money for RIP medical debt. We have raised significantly more money than I anticipated being able to raise over the course of 2 days, and we still have quite a bit of time left. Wow, no, too high. It would be... I mean, we're kind of like closing in a little bit on $1,000, which I didn't like. I think I set the original goal for this fundraising campaign at like $200. Where's the antidote? There it is. So the notion of possibly being able to sniff $1,000 is pretty wild to me. Thank you very much for the subscription. Yes, $200 was left in the dust pretty early on. Ooh, I hate back-to-back encounters. So part of what makes this game difficult to play casually, and it can be a frustrating speedrun experience if you don't really have the temperament for it, is ridiculous amounts of RNG. It is a very RNG-heavy game. Because there are so many overworld encounters. So many of them. I think it usually averages out to in the neighborhood of 160 encounters over the course of, you know, about an hour and a half long run, which is a lot. For comparison, Final Fantasy IX, which is also known to be very, very RNG heavy, and is a 9-hour-long speedrun, on average, you get about 60 encounters in that game. So, 7.5 more hours, 100 fewer encounters in that game compared to this one. So the RNG can be pretty brutal, but it is what it is. It's also very straightforward. If you are ever looking to get into speedrunning a Final Fantasy game, this one is incredibly accessible. There's a really, really good guide that's very thorough. There's really not a lot of strategy involved. The vast majority of encounters you run from. Really the most difficult part of it is just learning and memorizing all of the menus. And it's been long enough for me that I have the aforementioned guide open in front of me, because I will need to reference it for some of these menus. Oh boy, are we in trouble? Thank you. All right, let's heal up. Figures. Yes. Most people who run this game emulate it. There are not very many people I know of. I'm doing that fight over again. There are not very many people I know of who actually have the equipment to capture a PSP and speedrun on it. There are a couple. But Porsyth, the world record holder, I'm almost positive he emulates. And we just use the PPSSPP emulator, and it's very true to life. All right, we just picked up a crown, which we need to go give to somebody. That was actually a pretty rough marsh. Whoops, too far. Pretty rough marsh cave, actually. Whatever, it happens. So overworld movement is very particular because there are different types of terrain. You'll see there's regular grass, and then I'm walking on these like blue tiles. That's marsh. And then there's this forest area. Different types of terrain have different threat levels, which is just how likely you are to get an encounter. So you want to stay on the lower threat level terrains as much as possible. So we won't always take the most direct route to places, but it's usually pretty close to. Similarly, interior rooms have different threat levels, but there's not a lot we can do about that. We have to go to all the different rooms anyway. But you'll see some places have much higher frequency of encounters. That is usually by design. I think it's rated like a 1 through 5. And there's only a couple of places in the entire game that have threat level 5. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, you. Miss. Miss. Oh. That's the. Okay. So Astos. Oh, that's frustrating. Astos, the person I'm fighting right now, will usually open with just a physical attack. Sometimes he opens with death, which just kills one of your party members. Usually, death misses. Oh, and I got a mithril sword, which I also don't need. Y'all, this is a run and a half so far. I got a long sword that I didn't want, so I had to sell it. I got a mithril sword that I don't want, so I have to sell it. Anyway, in the event that death doesn't miss, usually he casts it on somebody other than your black mage. And the black mage is the only party member who you really... Oh, I didn't want to run from this encounter. Oh, well. The black mage is the only party member who you really can't afford have die in that fight. Reason being... Is that going to do enough? Reason being, the black mage has to be at level 8 very, very soon. So I'm going to have to do some farming because he didn't get enough experience from the mandatory encounters. We're not doing this. To be at level 8. The reason he has to be at level 8 is the way that you obtain magic in this game. Here we go. These two ogres should be enough. The way that you obtain magic in this game is by buying spells, but you have to be a certain level in order to be allowed to purchase a spell. That should do it. No, we're still 7. Okay. And I'm buying a spell in this town, so I'm just going to walk up and down until we can get the black mage to level 8. Were this a normal run, I would have reset by now. This is about the worst start you can have. Oh boy, that's frustrating. I don't want to fight you. Anyway, so once we get the black mage to level 8, we can go and we can buy our spells. The white mage will also need to be able to buy spells at some point, but not until much, much later. So we have all kinds of time to catch her up to the level she needs to be. And then the warrior and the thief, we don't really care about their levels at all. We'll actually spend, in a while, this quite a while from now, we're going to spend some time with the warrior and the thief both dead on purpose. Because we want to grind out levels for both of our mages, and if you only have to split experience 2 ways, then level ups go twice as fast. Oh, they do, don't they? I can do that. Thank you. I would really, really like an ogre fight, please, so that I can... I typed all of the, I'll fight you, fine. I typed all of the, updated information, I just never hit go. So all I had to do was click done. How am I doing, or how's Casey doing? Preemptive. Please level up. Gosh. Y'all, this is brutal. This is really brutal. This never takes this long. This never takes this long. This is like as bad as this has ever gone for me. Oh my gosh. Well, what are you gonna do, I guess? Still didn't level up. Usually, if the Black Mage does get killed by Astos, all you have to do is find... That do it? Yes, thank goodness. All you have to do is find a single encounter with 2 ogres, and that's enough. That's usually enough. There we go. There's our spells. But I did that, and then like 4 or 5 other fights, and it didn't do it, and I don't really know why. I'm buying gold needles, which are not strictly necessary. You can get by without them, but it's a mistake, especially in a marathon run. What gold needles do for you is cure the stone condition, and there are some... What am I doing? There are some enemies that we're going to encounter that have the ability to petrify, turn party members to stone. And if you don't have gold needles, that's permanent. It does not... Like, some status effects go away after you finish a battle. Stone does not. And if you are petrified, turned to stone, it's the same as being, like, killed. Enemies ignore you. You do not gain experience. So it kills a lot of runs. It saves a decent chunk of time if you don't bother getting the gold needles, because you don't have to walk all the way through that town. I hate boat encounters. But then you have to just hope and pray that you don't get anybody turned to stone, which I would say it's like 50-50 that happens. Woof. That took a while. This is going really well. We're definitely on PB pace, let me tell you. But, I mean, put it this way. I think the current world record buys gold needles. So, it is not a necessary thing. It is a time save. So, a truly optimal route would skip them. But, pretty much everybody gets them. Even during PB attempts. Alright, we're going to talk to the wizard, Matoya. I honestly don't even remember why. I could not tell you what we talk about. But he gives me Jolt Tonic, which I need for later. Oops. Oh, I don't even want to think about it, Twiz. So, I mentioned that once upon a time I was pretty good at this game. I have a top 10 time on the leaderboard, and there's I think a couple hundred people who have times on the leaderboard. So I don't mean that to just like flex. I'm pretty good at the game when I'm in shape. My younger brother, Tallbrick, is also a speedrunner. He's not participating in this event, but he did participate in our last event, and he is a member of the community. He is also a Final Fantasy I speedrunner, and he's not just good at this game, he's great at this game. I believe he is still second place behind the world record holder. He was the second person ever to get a 121. I think it was a 121. And these days, the world record is a 119. And Forsyth, the world record holder, is grinding for a 118. And it certainly can be done. But yeah, my younger brother is incredible at this game. So we race quite a bit, actually, at marathon events and things like that. Okay, we got another big menu coming up in a second. Plot update. Nothing of consequence is happening. There's your update. Nope. 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 Ah, see, this is why I sell the damn... That's why I sell the mithril sword. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. No, that wasn't fast, but it was clean enough. So overall, it's pretty close. He has probably beaten me more times than I've beaten him. But that's including like offline races and just races when one of us is streaming and the other one hops into a Discord call or something like that. In events, we have raced in like marathon events 6 or 7 times, probably. I have beaten him once. And that was the most recent one. And he had a nightmare run. I mean, maybe even worse than the run I'm having right now. It was really, really bad. Oops. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, never mind. It was not worse than the run I'm having right now. Because I just went to the wrong friggin' place. This is why I started my run early, by the way. I told you I had no confidence in my ability to finish underestimate. We will not be finishing underestimate. I did have to back... So, I had to get in the boat, and I had to come to this continent. So I did have to backtrack a little bit, but I backtracked too much, and I went too far back. Because that's what happens when you're awake for 40 hours. You can no longer game. There we go. This is where I'm supposed to be. I think. This should be nitro powder. Yes, cool. Anyway, I did want to take the opportunity to just tell everybody how much I really appreciate people being here and participating and donating and keeping chat lively, and it's been really, really great. I was... this is our second event ever. The first event being a very loose, you know, non-polished affair. I didn't even really refer to it as a speedrun marathon because it wasn't. We didn't have a submission period. We didn't have a games committee. I just created a spreadsheet, and I put it in our Discord server, and I said, hey, anybody who wants to do a run this week, put your name down, and, you know, we'll stream for a week. And that was really great. And I was over the moon with how well that event went. Over the course of a week, we raised $1,140, which again, because RIP medical debt donations have a 100 times impact, was $114,000 in medical debt that we were able to relieve. And that was so much more than I had anticipated. And more people showed up and watched and participated, and people signed up to do runs, and it was amazing. This event so far, you know, bearing in mind that it's only a 48-hour event instead of a week-long one, to this point has been better than our June event by every conceivable metric. There have been more people here. It's been more polished, and you know, runs of I hate to say higher quality, but I mean, you know what I mean. People, you know, really pulling out their best stuff. Chat's been really engaged. It really means a lot to me to see people, you know, caring. This community is very much my passion project, and it means a lot to me, and I care a lot about it. And I want to see it grow and thrive and succeed. But that's not up to me. It's up to other people, and it's really encouraging to see people say that, you know, it means something to them too. It's really cool to me. So thank you everybody for that. Y'all are the best. Anyway, that dwarf, I just gave him TNT, and he blew a giant hole in the world. But we can use that hole to sail our ship through, which is what we needed to do. Alrighty. My favorite menu in the whole game is coming up. First of all, sell that. Knight's armor there. I usually do that menu much faster. Hang on. Something is wrong. I did something wrong. I have to fix I think. Do I have to fix a thing yet? Bear with me, I'm sorry. No, I don't. We're good. I thought I had mismenued somewhere, but I was thinking ahead. In a little while, I say a little while, probably not for half an hour, I have to swap the formation of my mages in order for our menus to work. And I thought I was supposed to have done that already. And they're still in their original positions, so I thought maybe I had done something wrong. But no, I was just thinking ahead. Oh, great, we got ambushed by 9 wolves. Speedrun Final Fantasy 1, everybody. It's a great game. Definitely worth your time. There we go. Those are the ones that really just grind my gears. Is because you can get, I mean, you know, some enemy encounters are just one enemy, but you can get up to 9. And when you get 9, and it's an ambush, which means that you can't run until all of them get at least one swipe at you. Those are disheartening. That one was also an ambush of 7. At least it was only 7. Okay, can't run from these. So that's one of the other things you have to be careful about. So strategy, in as much as there is any in this game, part of it is knowing which encounters you can run from or should run from. Some things can be fled, but it's not a good idea to. And then there are some that just cannot be fled. And Pisco demons in this particular location are among the things that cannot be ran from. Which is okay, because we got our Black Mage who knows Thunder, and he can just wipe them out pretty easily. We are supposed to believe that that vampire was the boss of this dungeon. Spoiler alert, he was not. But we are going to leave this cave. We'll just have to come back in a little while. Right now, we cannot venture any deeper into the cave. But there are 2 more floors. We're on the 3rd floor right now. And there are 2 more that we have to get to. My warrior's feeling pretty rough. I probably ought to give him a potion. And we're out. So after I killed that vampire, I got an item called the Star Ruby. And I know a giant or a stone golem or something who really, really likes star rubies. So I'm going to give it to him. And he's going to, I think he eats it. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be eating it right now. And now we can get through this cave. Sometimes you run away fast, and sometimes you don't. Oops. All right, so we're gonna go talk to the sage. And I think basically what the sage tells us is that we didn't actually kill the bad guy in that earth cavern. So we're gonna go back. But now we have the item that we need to get all the way to the very bottom of the cave, which is where the boss actually is. More wolves. I sure do love having to fight wolves. It's my favorite thing. Oops. Oh, come on. You know what is actually my favorite thing? It's not actually my favorite thing, but I like it a lot. I am very particular about my water bottles. I drink a lot of water. As people who are regulars on my stream know that I drink a lot of water because I often have a big, like, blue plastic water bottle that's like 64 ounces or something wild like that. It's literally called the Bubba. And I go through like at least one of those per stream. But anyway, whoops. I have long wanted a water bottle that would be a good insulator that I could put like cold stuff in and it would stay cold for a long time. But pretty much every insulated water bottle in the world is made of metal because, you know, that's the best insulating material for a water bottle. But I'm very sensitive to metallic tastes in my drinks. And I don't like I don't know, maybe it's psychosomatic. I don't think it is. It always feels to me like some of that metallic flavor transfers into my water. So I don't like metal water bottles. Well, I found a company that makes a water bottle that is metallic, but has a spray-on, extremely thin glass coating on the interior of the bottle. So there's no metallic taste at all, but it's still insulated. And I love it so much. It's what I'm drinking out of right now. The only problem, and it is a relatively... Oh, God, another ambush. It is a relatively major problem, if I'm being honest. Is that the lid is terrible. Are you going to kill my warrior? You are going to kill my warrior. Thank you very much for that. Oh, no! Okay, so this is what we call being stun-locked. And it's the worst. Right now, I can't flee because everybody's paralyzed. Now, paralysis is a temporary status effect, so it will wear off. But there is a possibility that I'm here until all 4 of my party members are dead. Because all of their attacks have the ability to inflict paralysis. So even though it does wear off, it might wear off and I could get immediately re-paralyzed. So they're just going to keep wailing on me until I either... There we go. Until I either get a chance to hang on, I gotta find the judgment staff. There we go. Until I get a chance to respond, or until I'm dead. This run is going very well. Anyway, my water bottle, right? Very bad lid. It's really, really difficult to open. It's got... I'm gonna give you 1. I don't want my warrior at full health because I need him dead in a little while, but I need him to live long enough to get through this cavern. It's really difficult to open. It's got like this rubber top thing. I don't know. I have to dig my fingernails into it really hard to get the lid open. But then also when I drink out of it, it makes this super annoying like whistling sound all the time. And I really hate it. So I've been searching online. Like I got out a tape measure and I measured the diameter of the opening of the water bottle. And I'm just Googling everywhere to see if I can find like third-party water bottles. I mean, all water bottles are third-party. Whatever. To see if I can find a water bottle that has a lid that will fit. And I have not been able to find one yet. Anyway, that was Lich. And Lich was the real boss of this dungeon. Lich is one of 4 fiends that I'm going to have to fight. And each fiend, once defeated, returns color to one of the crystals, and that does something that is good. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I have to find the fiends and I have to kill them. That's all that really matters. And after every one, there's this super long, unskippable cutscene. Like, I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that when I take a drink. It's so annoying. But it keeps my drinks cold for so long. And it's big. It's 32 ounces, so it's like really big for a water bottle. And it doesn't taste like metal. But that lid, man. It's rough. Of course, Zarel. What's up? Back on the boat. Thank you very much. I was just really, really happy that so many folks submitted speedruns. You know, after the first event that we had, where before I asked people to sign up, I was a little bit concerned that it was going to be like 3 people, including myself. But then it wasn't. It was a lot of people. So I wasn't worried that we wouldn't get a lot of people submitting runs. I wasn't really worried about that because I knew people would. But I was a little bit worried that it was going to be the exact same people with the exact same runs, which wouldn't have been a bad thing. Sorry, I couldn't remember if I was supposed to go in there or not. It wouldn't have been a bad thing, but I, you know, would also like for there to be, you know, new people coming into the community. Hang on, menu time. Weapon. Yes, cool. So I was really, really encouraged when so many people submitted runs. I'm proud of myself for battling through my severe social anxiety and reaching out to several speedrunners and asking them to submit. But then simultaneously, I had nothing to do with the actual selection process. I very deliberately stayed completely out of it. I asked Sable, who has been an incredibly important member of this community since the very beginning. I asked her to put together and lead a games committee, and they did an absolutely incredible job of selecting runs. And I agree. I think it's been really, really good. Anyway, sorry. 11 hours straight writing sequel. That sounds awful. I hate sequel. I'm just really bad at databases in general. And I have to work a little bit in SQL and in like Oracle. And I hate it. I hate every second of it. Like 11 hours of SQL is my literal nightmare. I would rather do so many other, like, horrible things than spend 11 hours straight in SQL. That sounds so awful. Also, queer and lesbian feels a little bit redundant. Just saying. All right, we're doing a safety save. This is our second safety save. We did one before the Lich fight, which I was talking about something completely unrelated, so I didn't really bring that up at the time. Here's another opportunity to kill some Pisco demons. But we did a safety save before the Lich fight because Lich has the ability to use, I think Blizzara, I think is what it is, on your party before you're able to kill it. Like, Lich can just outspeed you and use Blizzara, and it wipes out your party every single time. So you can do everything right in the Lich fight and still lose. So pretty much everybody does a safety save there. Again, unless you're completely YOLOing your run. You know, if you skip the gold needle safety, you just don't do any safety saves. But that is very inadvisable. So I do that one, and then I safety save at the beginning of this dungeon, because this dungeon is very lengthy, and there are a number of encounters that can kill you. Including this one. Cool. And I actually do, compared to a lot of folks, I do kind of the minimum number of safety saves that anybody would recommend. Again, my brother Tallbrick, who is extremely good at this game, does, I think, at least 2 more safety saves than I do, maybe even 3. But nobody ever accused me of playing smart. Wow, a lot of these Pisco demons. Gonna commit arson. I wish you luck in your arson endeavors. All right, so this might be close. My black mage is really low on health. I need this enemy. Yes! Okay. That's what I wanted to happen. So my warrior and my thief are now dead. And that enemy can be spawned on command by just walking over this tile right here over and over and over again. And we're going to do that to grind out some levels for both of our mages. We need to get them up to level 18. So we're just going to sit here doing this for a little while. I was a little bit concerned, though, because my black mage's HP was pretty low. Stat rolls are random. You get random stat increases every level up. So no 2 runs will be completely identical in terms of health and speed and stuff like that. And I always prefer to have my black mage as close to 100 maximum health as possible when we get to this point, but it's pretty common for him to be kind of low. But he managed to live. He's got 10 health left. All right, where are we at right now? 17. Hopefully just 1 more. Did that do it? Oh, interesting. Oh, right, because the black mage died. Black mage died, so they're on different experience tracks. So hopefully that did it. There we go. Now we're gonna revive our warrior and our thief. We're gonna heal everybody up to maximum. Might as well ether as well, because all of that leveling gave us a lot of MP. And now we can get out of here. Hopefully we can get out of here. Woohoo! And to this point, the route that I'm running is virtually the same as the route that I originally learned. But from here, it's going to start deviating a lot. Not that anyone here knows that, unless you are a Final Fantasy 1 speedrunner. But we used to go through a process to get class changes for our party, which just made the end game a lot easier. Well, we found a way to not need to do the class change. And it saves a lot of time if it goes well in the end game. If the end game goes badly, then it is much, much slower. So it's one of those things that has... Hang on. Okay. It's one of those things that has high risk, high reward sort of value. But there have been a lot of really big PBs since the route was altered. For instance, the final boss fight of the game, the final boss fight of the game used to be completely free. Assuming you did it right, then you had nothing to worry about ever. But if you didn't do it right, then it was a problem. Now, with the new route, you can do everything right on the final boss and wipe. And theoretically, you can wipe an infinite number of times in a row. So sometimes the final boss fight takes a very long time. And now we have an airship. And we're going to use that to get to a bunch of different... Oh, no. Bunch of different places. Alrighty. Oh, come on. Don't give me an encounter while I'm standing on the airship. That feels like cheating. Now, I'll be honest, part of what I'm a little bit nervous about is remembering my airship movement. It's a big map. There are a lot of places to go. And it's not hard to get lost. So we gave this fairy Oxy Ale, and the fairy gives us the ability to breathe underwater. Oh no, sorry, we got Oxy Ale. Sorry. What we had was a fairy bottle. And now we have Oxy Ale, and Oxy Ale lets us breathe underwater. Which we're gonna do to go and... We're gonna use to go and do the next dungeon, which is the Sunken Shrine. And if you're familiar with your Zelda lore, you will know that water dungeons are the worst. That remains relatively true here. It's not too bad. Can I not run from trolls? I can run from trolls. Okay. I got a little bit nervous that I wasn't able to run from that encounter. Started to doubt myself. But this is one of the dungeons that had a really big change with the new route. Because one of the things that we lost when we updated the route was the ability to use the teleport spell. So some dungeons take a lot longer than they used to. And this one is probably the biggest recipient of that change. Because we used to go really deep into this dungeon and then teleport out. And I think we did that, if memory serves, we did it a couple of times. We'd go somewhere, we'd teleport out, and then we'd go somewhere else. Now we just have to we have to take the long way to all of the same places that we need to go. And it takes a lot longer. And there are some pretty hairy encounters in this dungeon. This is, though, where... Hang on, bear with me. This is where the Black Mage really starts to shine. The Black Mage is the MVP of this run. And their MVP candidacy begins now. There are a number of unrunnable encounters here that can be completely wiped off the face of the planet with one of 2 Black Mage spells. Cool. So that's the first thing that I needed. Now we're going to backtrack. So I used to get that and then teleport. Well, we can't teleport anymore, so we have to backtrack. Oops. And again, I'm pretty rusty, so my movement is probably not going to be the cleanest thing you've ever seen. But you see what I mean. The Black Mage has the ability to one-shot really large parties of enemies. And it's awesome. Uh-oh. Going through a lot of antidotes in this run. Usually I don't get poisoned very often. Feels like it's happening quite a bit today. Let's see here. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. See, those are the ambushes I don't really mind so much. If it's only going to be two enemies, that's not a big deal. I'll do that all day. Alright, so here we have a pretty complicated menu coming up. I'm going to need to reference my notes for it. It's also important that we open the chest from that side because every other tile surrounding that chest is a every other tile surrounding that chest is a spike encounter. So you'll get an enemy every single time. Yeah. Where? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, no, I know why. There we go. You see what I meant by complicated menu. There we go. I had to put armor on my thief, take it off of my thief, in order to put it onto another one of my party members, and then put it back on my thief. Because that makes sense. That's a thing people do. Nope. On there. Oh, shoot. Now I'm struggling. Nope, I know where I am. I got a little bit turned around, but we're good. This is right. Surprisingly, for as difficult and kind of hard to navigate as this dungeon is, the fiend at the end of the dungeon, kind of a cakewalk. I'll go ahead and heal up, but I probably don't need to. Well, that usually does it. There we go. Okay. After this, we are on our way to... I mentioned much earlier that there are a couple of interior rooms in the game that have the highest possible threat level. We're about to do one of them. And this is another one of the rooms that was made more difficult with the routing change. Because we used to go to the very end of this dungeon. I say dungeon, it's like a cave. We used to go to the very end of the cave, grab what we needed, and then teleport out. And we can't do that anymore, so we have to go all the way to the end, and then walk all the way back out. Which just means it takes twice as long. And with the number of encounters that you have to deal with in there, it's it can be kind of a slog. I love this little canoe. Is it a canoe or a kayak? I wonder. I think officially it's a canoe, but it kind of looks like a kayak. I don't know. Oh, move, bat. Thank you. I'm getting lucky so far. Now that I've said that, I've jinxed it, I'm sure, but... Yep, okay. These nightmares, the evil unicorn-looking things, you can run from them, but they're very fast. Excuse me, they're very fast. So they'll outspeed you pretty much every time, and it can be very difficult to run from them. So I always fight them because it's not that... Oh, whoops. I ducked in a little too early, didn't I? They're not that hard to kill. One attack pretty much always does it. Wait, no, this was right. I was in the right place. Where was the door? Did I just not see the door? Weird. Nope, yep, there it is. Weird. Was that there the first time around, too? No, talk to me. Okay. So that's what I came here for, along with that chest. We've got kind of a weird menu to do, and then we'll walk out. Alright, I need you to you. Nope. And then, yeah. Ribbon. Ribbon, and then back to the survival list. 3, 2, ribbon, and then ribbon, survival list. That should do it. Will someone do me a big favor, please, and check the event schedule? I know what the next run is. It's Metroid Dread with Keiko. I'm not sure what time it is scheduled to start. I want to say it's 2 something, but I don't know exactly what time. Ah. I don't want to be responsible for Keiko starting. Okay, and you're Pacific time. I don't want to be responsible for Keiko starting super late. So if I need to mercy kill this, I will, because it's already 1:30 or 11:30 for you, I suppose, Casey. Oh my goodness. Remember when I said I was getting lucky because I wasn't getting very many of these nightmare encounters? I shouldn't have said it. I should have kept my big mouth shut. Move. Ooh, okay. That was a lot of encounters, which is par for the course because that is the highest threat level area in the entire game. There's, I think, one other place that we go to that has the same threat level, but we are not there for nearly as long. I think I could run from that, but I wasn't positive, so figured kill it. There we go. Oops. Move. Move! So many people blocking my way today. Okay. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. we go. Cool. This is the fire dungeon. So, you know that game that you play when you're a kid called The Floor is Lava? That's what this place is. But the weird twist here is that we want to be on the lava as much as possible. When you are walking on the lava tiles, you cannot get an encounter. Now, it's doing damage to my entire party every step, which is, you know, not ideal, but it's fast. It's faster than getting into encounters. Oh, this could be a problem. Oh, you know what? I could have run from that. Oh well. Anyway. So it is possible to get through this entire dungeon without having a single encounter. I'll be the first to admit that my movement is not super clean in this dungeon, so I usually get a couple. But even with really good movement, most of the time you're going to get at least one. There we go. And then heal up before the boss fight. So only one encounter there, which is cool. I'll take that every day of the week. Nice. I love one-turn fiends. Those are great. I'm trying to think ahead to make sure that I know my airship movement. I've already done the hardest airship movement. I have a bad habit of skipping. The shopping trip I did a little while ago, I bought a couple of spells. I have a bad habit of skipping that town because it's really easy to do. You can fly right over it. So I think I'm in good shape as far as airship movement goes. I go down just a little bit here. And then over this way a little bit. And now we have to walk a really long way. We park the airship super far away from our destination because it's literally the only little patch, because the airship can only land on regular grass terrain tiles. And that is the only one in between here and where we're going. So we have to walk for a really long way. No, I can run from this. My brain is not working fast today, y'all. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm feeling pretty good about myself for how this run is going, considering my current mental state. Like, we got some pretty bad RNG to begin with. So that made it kind of tough. That really early knockout of my black mage that lost us, I don't know, probably at least like 3 or 4 minutes, right? Like really, really significant amount of time while we had to grind to get the black mage up to level 8. That sucked. But other than that, I feel like I'm playing pretty well for a person who has been up for now 42 hours. It's okay. I need to think of it not like there's still so much left to go, but instead, we're in the last day. It is, for me, already Sunday, and the event ends on Sunday. Now, it's not quite 2 a.m. on Sunday, and the event doesn't end until like 8 p.m. on Sunday, but it is Sunday. That's how I should look at it, right? I am going to try and get a little bit of sleep. Runs be saved to YouTube? They can be, yeah. What I did last time, and I don't know, I haven't really given it a ton of thought with how I'm going to approach it. What I did last time was I made highlights, and I can save them to Twitch or upload them to YouTube, or both. I made highlights for anyone who wanted one. So if they asked me to, I would make them one. I may make highlights for every run. This time around, I don't know. Exactly, Yoshi. I'm doing great. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. The end of this game sneaks up on you really fast. I was feeling pretty bad, like we were gonna go way overestimate. I think we'll be okay. I do think we're gonna be overestimate, but I don't think it's gonna be so far overestimate that I'm gonna need to feel super bad. Okay, so I will tell you the Hat in Time run. I don't know if it was an issue with the RTMP server that is on our end, or if Groucho was having network difficulties. The audio of the RTMP server, is fine. The video was choppy to the point of, like, if I'm being objective about it, probably unwatchable. So I'm happy to upload it, and I probably will upload it if I upload everything. But I don't know that you'll be able to get much enjoyment out of it. I felt really badly because because I love Groucho. Groucho's a friend of mine, and I wanted it to be really good. And it was like he did great. The run was great, but people could not watch it as they should have been able to. I felt badly about that. Sweet. That is as well as that fight can go. We got lucky on that fight. Whew, okay. There's just one dungeon left, and it's a lengthy one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on RTMP servers and things. I have my own RTMP server that I spun up, and it's a powerful machine. It's got plenty of resources. Our network is in good shape. But Groucho's run was definitely the only one that had those kinds of problems. There was one other run earlier today that had really choppy audio, but the video was okay. And then what I'm really curious about is a few of the runs have had amazingly long delays between like real time and when the RTMP server captured the video. There was one that was a full minute, which is completely bonkers. And I'm not sure if that's something that is isolated to the network of the... Where am I? Oh, I went way too far south. I don't know if that's something that's the network of the person running, or if it's my server, or if it's my network. I don't know. This person right now who's walking and the camera's following them, I don't know who they are, because that cutscene is for post-game content. They have a name. I'm sure there's a plot line associated with it, but I've never done the post-game in this game, so I have no idea who that is. It's an unskippable cutscene. It happens every single time I get here. I've beaten this game hundreds of times. Absolutely no idea who that person is. Okay. Let's ether up. And I'm going to do our last safety save of the run. That's not true. Second to last safety save of the run. Oh, the music is so good. I always feel like a broken record for saying that. Like, when I submit this run to marathons... Oh, whoops. When I submit this run to marathons, usually as a race with my brother, you know, you have to try and sell it to the submission people. And I'll always say, like, the music is really great. And, like, yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game. Obviously, the music is great. Uh-oh. Please miss. Eh. The music's really fantastic, and I do think, as much as I really like the pixel remaster style, I think this is the best looking one. Right, exactly. I'll be honest, I think I can run from that encounter, but I'm too tired. I'm too tired to remember. Ooh, uh-oh. So I'm gonna play anything that I'm not completely positive on. I'm gonna play a little safe. How about that? There is the thing that makes this dungeon difficult is there is an extensive list of unrunnable encounters. I'm gonna... Okay, maybe it is unrunnable. There's, yeah, a really extensive list of unrunnable encounters. And it's hard to remember them all. And it's hard to remember the right approach to the ones that can't be run from. There we go. Okay. No ice dragons, no ice dragons, no ice dragons, no ice dragons, no ice dragons. They're not even called ice dragons, they're called white dragons. White dragons are very common on this floor. Okay. Very common on this floor. And they're my least favorite encounter of this entire dungeon. White dragons are theoretically runnable. You can run from them. No one recommends it, because if you don't run right away, they will absolutely wreck you. Ambushed? Well, that wasn't a very effective ambush. Oh, come on, let me out. You. All right, we have our first of 4 fiend refights. So the 4 fiends that we beat already. Oh, that's maybe a problem. Whew. Okay, cool. The 4 fiends that we beat already, we have to beat again. And just like Lich is scary the first time around, Lich is pretty scary the second time around, too. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and either you. Cool. That one was actually pretty easy floor. Thank you. There's another thing that it was made a little bit more difficult by the routing change. Water elementals are kind of hard to kill because I can't learn Blizzard anymore. And that's what you want to use on them. Thank you. Cool. 3 down. 1 fiend and 1 final boss to go. All right. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Dang it. All right, that's all right. Please miss. Thank you. Shoot. Okay, we're all right. Nice. All right. That Lich fight can be a little scary sometimes. That wasn't even Lich. That Tiamat fight can be a little scary sometimes. Nice. All right, cool. This is the last floor. First of all, heal up everybody. Second of all, ether. Not that low, but might as well ether anyway. And we are going to equipment. You're gonna get a barbarian sword, and you're gonna get a ribbon. I'm gonna move you two around. And you're gonna get crystal mail. Because it slows you down, which is what I want. And we're gonna do our last safety save before the final boss fight. So this is Chaos. Again, the plot of this game does not matter, so I'm not going to try and explain it. But what we find out is that there's this big, complicated time travel element happening, and you don't learn any of this until you get to Chaos, and then Chaos just has this massive exposition dump where they explain, like, everything. Alright, I need Giant's Tonic. Where is it? There it is. There's a very specific script for this fight. I want to make sure that I follow it. Oh, this could be a problem. Oh, we got lucky. High potion. Self. You're gonna haste him. You're gonna heal everyone. We're taking this fight pretty slow, but I'm trying to take it safe. I usually play this fight pretty fast and loose. But I'm trying to be a little bit more careful and deliberate. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna run out of high potions at this rate. Everybody needs one. Hang on. Hey, welcome Raiders. You are just in time for hopefully the end. Hopefully I don't have to do this more than once. Final Fantasy 1. Oh, are you gonna kill the white mage? If the white mage dies, I need to reset this fight. Yeah, okay. That was pretty rough RNG to begin that fight, honestly. He does not typically open with 3 area of effect attacks like that. That was pretty rough. That's alright, we'll just do it again. So the idea here is your black mage is going to haste everyone, which doesn't have the effect you would think it would have. It doesn't make them faster, because everybody just goes in order anyway. There's no, like, ATB bar. Hang on, please. What it does is they do more damage. When you attack, you get extra strikes, so your damage output is increased. Oh my gosh. Opening with the exact same attack. Fantastic. So you haste everybody, with the exception of the white mage. The white mage spends the entire battle Sorry. White mage spends the entire battle just healing the party over and over and over again. And then once all 3 party members are hasted, you just start wailing on Chaos. And it usually takes like 14 hits to kill him. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is rough. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me, y'all. Now would be a really good time to donate if anyone is interested in donating. Can somebody run me a thank you, Casey? For raiders who just came in, we are raising money for RIP Medical Debt, which is an organization that purchases debt that has been, like, purchases debt from, I'm sorry, from medical providers at very, very discounted rates. And then just, instead of, like, following up like a collections company would, they're basically a collections company. When your debt gets sold to a collections company, except they don't collect. If that makes sense. So they buy this debt and then they just write it off. And that means this fight is starting the exact same way as last time, the last 2 times. What that means is they can... Potion. What that means is they can purchase debt for not pennies, but a penny on the dollar. So all of our donations have a 100 times impact. So for every dollar donated to this fundraiser, $100 of medical debt is relieved. Which means that we're over $800 right now. Hold, please. Which means that we are over $81,000 of medical debt relieved already, which is really cool. Oh my gosh! Finally we get a physical attack and it crits and kills the warrior. That's awesome. I love it. All right, let's try and play it out. Let's try and play it out. Here's a problem we're going to run into. The white mage is healing every turn. The white mage is going to run out of MP. Oh my gosh. This is... So, I mentioned to you that... this fight is a lot more volatile with the updated route. You're getting a really good example of that. This is about as badly as it's ever gone for me, to be honest. Sometimes I'll have to do it 2 or 3 times. Usually I do manage to get through the fight first try. Sometimes it takes longer than others. You know, it can be a 4-minute fight, it can be a 8-minute fight, but usually I do get it through first time. Is this our 4th attempt? Where are you? And it's also entirely possible that I'm playing this really badly, and I just don't realize that I'm playing it really badly. Finally, some luck. I might just not realize that I'm playing it really badly because I'm tired. But, okay, I want you to high potion him, please. And I want you to go ahead and attack. Let's finally get some... Let's finally get some offense. There we go. Live. Beef, you better live. Yes, okay. Sweet, 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 sweet. Go ahead and hit him with that. Haste yourself. Alright, now just, I need the white mage to live. Cool. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. We're not home free right now. Because none of our health is as high as I would like for it to be. Man, this is... Part of the problem is our maximum health is just not super high, with the exception of the thief. So that makes it a little bit tough. There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Cool. So I don't think... Sometimes I can get to a point where... I feel pretty confident that, like, Chaos can't do a single thing. Miss. Darn. I feel pretty confident that Chaos can't do a single thing to kill us. Gotta rehaste the warrior. I don't think I'm ever going to get to that point in this fight, just because our maximum HP is too low. But I'm feeling confident this time. You know what they say, 4th time's the charm, right? That's a thing that people say. Screw it. That's true. Yeah, this fight needs to be over soon because White Mage... There we go! Time! Hang on, let me find my own timer that I can end. Stop. Hey, 1:47. Only 12 minutes over estimate. That's... fine, right? Oh boy. Okay. All right, let me wrap this up real quick. Shout outs to this event and this community. I've done a lot of the legwork putting it together, but it's the people who have shown up and donated and participated with runs and all of that have made this possible and have made this happen. So I'm very appreciative of all of you. We have a lot of speedruns still to go. We're going until Sunday evening. I think the last run is scheduled to end at like 7:40 Central Time PM. So still a lot of time left to donate if you are considering it. It would mean a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to a lot of people who are struggling with medical debt. My name is Octini. I'm gonna get out of here. And Keiku is up next with Metroid Dread. Thank you all so much. We'll be back soon.